the toolbox that comes with the machine. It has all the tools you need for setting up the machine and for maintaining the machine. It's very important that you keep all the tools together and buy the machine. Okay, the machine is going to come in a 20-foot container, weighs about 11,000 pounds. It's going to be in a wooden crate which has already been removed here. You're going to need to get it out of the container gently and get it to the area where you need. You might need to have a special forklift or even two. You might want to consult with a rigger or rent a forklift for the day. This bandy strap is going to come attached to the machine right here. You're going to want to untie it and then put this together. This is a safe way to move the machine to the last position of the machine. You can put a forklift through here or some type of joist and safely lift this end up of the machine, which will allow you to get your forks in to the other side, place the machine exactly where you want it. After you get the machine level, you're going to need to put in the 6 mounting plates. This machine is actually up on a little forklift boom. Yours is going to be on the ground, so this represents the concrete floor of your plant. You're going to just simply place these in, slide them in, tighten up the top bolt, and then lock the nut in place with the second bolt. These come in your toolbox. Then repeat those simple steps 6 times all the way around the machine. The machine will be locked in place. Okay, now you've got your machine placed. The next thing you need to do is get electrical and air hooked up. This is the main electrical panel here. It is a locking cabinet. The key is up here on this keyhole. You can leave it on there or you can leave it unlocked. To open the cabinet, you first press down, then turn this 90 degrees, and then open up the panel. This is the main power cord coming into the machine. If you bought the machine at 240, you'll wire directly in from this. If you bought it at 480, there's a transformer I'll show you next that you'll run it through. But either way, this is the power coming into the machine at 240. It comes in this last hole here, and it has 3 power cords and 1 ground cord. You're going to need your electrician to wire it up in such a way, observing your local regulations. The other thing you need to hook up is a dust collector. This cord comes out of the dust collector as it is. Coming out of this blue cord is 4 cords. Your 3 powered cords and a ground. The 3 powered cords are marked U9, V9, W9, and that corresponds with the ones above them. And then you'll have your electrical hooked up. After you got the electrical hooked up, all you're going to need to do now is just turn on the breakers. There's 3 main breakers here. Once those 3 are on, go ahead and switch this one on, which is the control panel. You're definitely going to want to keep the cabinet locked. These are very expensive controllers. So once you're all set up, lock the door and keep the key in a secure place. If you bought the machine at 480 volt, this little transformer is going to come with it. It's strictly going to take your 480 and step it down to the 220 that the machine needs. These are your inputs here. This particular one is 380, it's European, but yours is 480. You're going to hook up the 3 main cords and a ground. Then coming out of there, this is going to be your output that's going to go to the machine panel that we just saw. Again, you're going to need your electrician to wire this to your local regulations. On the back side of the machine, on the operator side, is where the main air hookup is. You're going to need to put an air supply into just this one blue cord, and that's going to pressure the whole machine. It's this one cord right here that sticks out at the bottom. So take your existing air supply, hook it up. The air pressure is going to show here. You need an incoming air pressure of about 6 to 7 bar or 85 to 100 psi. To adjust the pressure, pull this thing up, turn it left to go down or right to go up. And I'm adjusting it to 6 bars or about 85 psi. Push this back down again to lock it in place. Now you have air to the right pressure for the whole machine. To make sure the machine's fully level, use this level that came in your toolbox. Put it on here in this position and check the bubble to be the center of the 2 center lines. Once that is straight, also check it the other way. Turn it 90 degrees and make sure that your bubble is the center of the two center lines there too. That'll make sure the machine's level this way and this way. Then bolt it down once you have it level in every direction. The next thing you're going to need to do is hook up the dust collector. This will pull the grinding stone dust off there when you're sharpening the blade, which you're going to do next. It comes with a large amount of hosing. This is so that you can place the dust collector wherever you like, either close to the machine, up, or far away from the machine. For demonstration purposes, we're going to just take a small piece today. Put one end out to the output of the dust collector here. That's where it's going to vacuum in. The other end out to here, which is where it's going to suck it out of the machine. I've got this banding ring already ready right now. Put that in, put that on. And then just tighten this up to get it snug on both this and the other one. Then we're going to be all set to start grinding the blade, which is the next thing we need to do in order to start getting running. Next thing we're going to do is get the blade ready for initial sharpening. You need to make sure that it's in the proper position on the wheel, as it could have gotten jostled a little bit in shipping. This is the correct position of the blade. The front edge of the blade is even with this beveled front edge of the wheel. Okay, the blade could get jostled in shipping, as I said, and in that case you're going to need to get it to the right position. In this case here, this is a demonstration of what's happened. The blade is forward. You can see here that it's forward too far forward for the edge of the wheel. So we're going to need to push it back carefully to get it level. So I'm going to use this object, or any piece of wood or something, to push it back. And get it level to the edge of the wheel. Now we got the blade in the right position, we're going to tighten up the blade guide. This is the handle of how you tighten the blade tension. This little diagram shows, you push it this way, you're going to tighten it, you pull it that way, you slack. It comes slack, so now we're going to tighten it up. You're going to want to just pull it like that smoothly as much as you can comfortably do. Don't crank on it any harder than that. Now you got the blade tension set and we're ready to start sharpening the blade. Okay, we're ready to sharpen the blade. So we're coming over the control panel here. You should see some numbers here. If you don't see these numbers, you don't have the electrical hooked up. If you do, the panel has electricity and you're all ready to go. So peel this off just so you can get a clearer look at it. Over here on the switches, we're going to look at these settings. We're going to turn the knife auto to off for now. We're going to turn the knife sensor to off for now. And we're going to leave the door sensor on. That's a safety switch that will shut the knife off if the door is open. So now we're going to just turn the knife on, let it cycle for a few times, and make sure that it's staying in the right position on the wheel. So I'm just letting it go for a little bit to make sure the knife is set in the exact right position on the wheel. Now I'm going to turn the knife off, turn the door sensor off so that I can open the door, and open up the door. Now we're just making sure on this dry run that this knife is still in the right position on the wheel, and in this case it is. The knife edge, the front of the knife edge is in the right position with the front of the wheel. And if that is, then we're ready to go. If not, we're going to need to make some more adjustments. Troubleshooting the blade. You definitely need to check both sides. In this case, we've already run the blade for a while, we've stopped it, we've opened up. On what we call the operator side, this blade is in the right position. It's level to the front of the knife wheel. However, as we go to the other side, we can see that the knife is forward of the knife wheel. It could be either one, you just need to check them both. But in this case, the far side of the machine, the knife is too far forward on the knife wheel. So now we're going to go around back and show how to adjust that out. Keeping the wheel balance and adjustment is one of the most important things you could do to keep the machine running smoothly and efficiently. This diagram shows how do you adjust the wheel balance. The left side nut is not to be adjusted, although we will need to loosen it to adjust the other side. The right side nut is the one we are going to adjust, and I'm going to show you how to do that to get out the problem we just saw on the front side. We're on the far side of the machine as opposed to the operator side, and the knife is too far out of the wheel, knife wheel. So we're going to loosen this up, then go to the other side, loosen this up. Now we're ready to make our adjustment. You only need to adjust it a very slight amount. So I'm going to adjust the nut up or clockwise about 1/6 of a turn. That'll make a lot of difference. Then I'm going to tighten up the lock nuts. And then we're ready to turn the knife back on and see if we got the knife back in balance correctly. Okay, we've made our adjustments, and now we're down back to the operator panel. We're going to turn the knife on again. Let it run for a little bit and make sure that it seats itself properly. The wheel balance adjustment is very important to the running of the machine. Okay, after you've let it run for maybe 30 seconds, it's going to put itself in the position wherever it is now. Turn it off, open up the door panel, and take a look again. On the operator side, it's still in the same position. You need to check it, but in this case it is. And on the far side, it looks like it's forward a tiny bit, so we'll just make a second adjustment. Exactly the same as the first one, but maybe even a smaller turn. Okay, we would let the blade run for 5 minutes, turn it off. Now we're going to open the doors and take a look and see if it's in the right position now. This side, it definitely is. It's right where we want it to be on the front edge of the wheel. And this side now is as well. Now if it wasn't, you need to make another adjustment. You can't adjust one side too much too. You might have to go and adjust the other side. But it's very important to keep the wheel balance correct. It'll help the machine run properly and put less tension on the blade. Okay, now we've got the knife in the exact right position and we're ready to sharpen the blade. The first time around, the sharpening is going to take a long time. We go to the panel, we're going to turn our door sensor back on. That'll stop the blade if the door gets open. Turn the knife sensor back on. That'll stop the blade if the knife comes off the tracks. We're going to leave the knife auto still off. That's for automatically adjusting the blade forward, and we don't need that for sharpening. We'll get to that later. Now we're going to turn the knife on. The dust extractor on. We're going to take the bits out of there. And turn the grinder on. The extractor speed is adjustable, and that's going to control how much volume of air gets sucked out of there. Now we're going to come down here to the panel, and this is the fine-tuning knob here. As I turn it clockwise, it's going to move them in closer. You want the sparks flying pretty good like this, top and bottom and evenly. If they're not even, we're going to need to dress the stones. That's going to be addressed later in maintenance. Shouldn't have any problem on the initial one. You're going to need to let it run like this for about a half a day total. You're going to have to come back to the machine every 10 or 15 minutes ideally and adjust it. If you come back and the sparks aren't flying anymore, then you just need to take this knob, crank it again a little bit until they're flying like this. The most common mistake is to not have it sharp enough when you're ready to start cutting. So you definitely want the blade to get very, very sharp.